Well, if this beautiful weather has you itching to get out and about, we have some timely suggestions for you with Sarah Warner of Destination Madison. Good to see you. Let's start with the annual Wisconsin Film Festival.
Yep, 25th annual. So this year at the former AMC and facilities on campus, over 100 feature films or shorts will be shown at various times, opening tonight and through the next week.
That's really cool. So lots of options, even if you can only catch one, right. Or maybe you spend a whole day.
Yeah,
screen.
You sure could. International and local films too, so definitely check that out, whatever your interest is.
Yes, and if you prefer theater to film, there's a brand new play that opens tonight.
Tonight, yep. A new forward theater play written by Lauren Gunderson, who's written a couple others, directed by Jenna Uphoff-Gray, and it's part of the first Wisconsin Premiere Festival that's celebrating new works. And it's about an artist, Artemisia, who was very famous in the 17th century, but we don't really remember her name now, and kind of like her story, her courage, her artistry in using every brushstroke to break that glass ceiling back then.
17th century, yeah. She was. Yeah, I remember actually talking to her when she was here talking about the World Festival, Wisconsin. What is it called? World Theater Wisconsin? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. World Premiere Wisconsin. Yes, that's it. We were talking about it and she mentioned this. So that sounds like such a cool premise. So check that out lots of times if you're interested. The Midwest Horse Fair kicks off tomorrow.
Yeah, what I didn't realize is that this is like considered the best in the country as far as horse fairs are concerned. And whether you are a horse professional or just an admirer, there's something for everyone. It's open through Friday through Sunday, and there's going to be vendors, there's things to learn about horses, and then also competitions that you can check out.
Fun fact, I started riding horses because of the Midwest Horse Fair, because of a Jumping with the Stars is what they called it, competition back in, was this 2010, those of you who've watched for a long time. Anyway, and I picked up a new hobby, and it was such a fun, like even novices, like it's a really cool event.
That's a great story.
Yes, we should pull that file. I look way younger, but it was so much fun to learn how to ride. So if it's something you've been interested in, you can go there and just kind of see the sport and talk to different people and beautiful, beautiful animals. Okay. Finally, Saturday, we've been talking about it all week because of the weather, the first open air farmers market on the square. Can't wait.
First of the season, and as you know, largest producers only farmers market in the country. It's definitely something to get out and check out this weekend for whatever fresh produce they have and all the made products. So very exciting to have it back.
And I think the weather's going to hold out for the morning. For the morning. We're going to go to Kevin and get a final check on that, but I think it'll be good. Sarah, thanks. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.